It's fucking... It's fucking Suezo time. What playing with the fucking Suezo? The song is Rabbit Hole by Subatomic Glue. Gaming. So yeah, I'm gonna play some Monster Rancher 2. I want to see if Dennis. Man, there's some old-timey looking people in the background there. I never noticed that. Looks like some colonial era looking people. Let me actually turn on the game audio. Now, that song we were listening to was a bop, but this one is much boppier. I'm posting links. I should have done that during the start, but I'm a schmuck. I have to inform the people. Playing Monster Rancher 2, playing with my hashtag Suezo. And I'm posting a picture of a big fucking eyeball. This is the image. Hold on. Trying to put it on screen there. There it is. Hold on. No! It's disappearing. They're trying to withhold the information. It's some fucked up temporary web link to a Unreal JPEG. I want the image. Give me. Wrong Suezo. Incorrect Suezo. Hashtag bad Suezo pick. Alright, I found it. Yeah, I just posted that on there. I said it's Monster Rancher 2 time. I'm playing with a Suezo. Top 5 Sexo Suezo. Sorry. I have a virus on my computer. It does that thing. Those sorts of things. To my stream. What were we doing last time? So Dennis is only... Okay, I thought Dennis was older. He's only 2 years old. And some change. So I found out recently that you need to like load music into this game. or something in order to have new monsters. I need to like burn a CD or something. Which I mean, I could do that. Am I doing shrine? No. We could learn, you know, together. No, not the Monster Rancher 2 CD. No, I don't want to do that. Insert the CD and push X. No. Lab. Unpopsicle my Dennis. Revivre. Revive Dennis. Arise Dennis. I worked a little bit more on my Dennis painting, by the way. I'm excited to show it off soon. I'm excited to show you all my Dennis. Let's do our best to raise Dennis. Hell yeah. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. How do I burn a CD for Monster Rancher 2?
1. Understand the concept. Monster Rancher 2 uses real-world CDs to generate unique monsters. The game reads the CD's unique data, like its table of contents, to determine the monster's species, stats, and appearance. 2. Choose your method. Using a physical CD, find a suitable CD. Any CD will work, but some may produce more desirable monsters.
Okay.
Burn a CD. If you need to create a blank CD, use CDR Media and a CD writing software, like MD Burn or Nero, using emulation. Emulators like EPSXE allow you to cheat by inputting specific data to generate desired monsters.
No, I don't want to cheat.
Text files or special tools. 3. If using emulation, EPSXE example, find the necessary files. You'll need the game's ISO image and the appropriate emulator plugins.
Got it.
Configure the emulator. Set up the emulator to recognize the fake CD data. This often involves modifying configuration files or using special plugins. Generate the monster. Input the desired monster data into the emulator. Important notes. Regional compatibility. Ensure your CD or emulated data is compatible with your game's region. NTSCU/C, PAL, etc. Legal considerations. Using real-world CDs in this way might raise copyright concerns. Mindful of the ethical and legal implications. Online resources. Many online communities and forums dedicated to Monster Rancher have resources and guides for creating custom CDs or using emulators. Disclaimer, I cannot provide specific instructions or tools for emulating or modifying game data. These instructions are for informational purposes only. Always use emulators and create files responsibly and legally.
I will.
I recommend exploring online resources and communities
I will.
for more detailed
Thank you.
and up-to-date information on creating
I will.
CDs
Thank
for
you.
Monster Rancher 2.
Yeah. What if I feed my Suezo a Britney Spears CD from Monster Rancher 2?
In Monster Rancher 2, feeding your Suezo a Britney Spears CD would result in a completely random monster generated by the game. How it works. Monster Rancher 2 uses the unique data on a CD, like its table of contents, to create a monster with specific characteristics. Unpredictable results. Since the game reads the CD's information in a complex way, you can't predict what kind of monster you'll get. It's all about the surprise. You might end up with a powerful creature, a quirky one, or something completely unexpected. Important note.
Wait. So wait, are you saying that I can put Super Ghostbusters on a CD? Hold on. Where's my Super Ghostbusters album? I kind of don't want to get a pop filter just because I love the pop. I've become one with the pop. How I learned to stop worrying and love my plosive. Alright, audio, music. What the fuck would you have Super Ghostbusters under? Or maybe I have it under Vi Skeletor. Yeah, I have it under Vi Skeletor. All right. Yule Vine Sauce 2018 Super Ghostbuster. Okay. So I could give it an ISO image, I think it said. So I'm gonna just grab all these files here. From this album, which I bought, by the way. You can buy that for $69. Vi Skeletor Super Ghostbusters 2018. Right. I make new folder. I put file in folder. And while that's transferring there, can we battle our Suezo? Well, yes, we can. Pay attention to your monster's guts level. Yeah, we all know this. Okay, we're gonna let Dennis do some battles while I burn this CD. How do I make an ISO file? I guess I could fucking use WinRAR, right? No? No, I can't. We sometimes have a chilly wind here, which means that winter is on its way to Colart. Heroes Cup is now beginning. Maynard! Let's go for it! I forgot my name was Maynard. Sorry, I'm trying to put Gisto Beasto on a fucking ISO image. What do I... Wait, what the fuck do I do this with? Hold on. What do I use? Virtual clone drive? Virtual clone drive. This doesn't help. This doesn't help at all. Bro, how the fuck do you make an ISO file? Okay, Google. Hey, Google. How do I make ISO file on Windows?
Using Windows, built-in tools for Windows 10 and later. Media creation.
I need to burn my Vi Skeletor Super Ghostbusters ISO on Microsoft Windows. How do...
1. Using Windows Explorer for Windows 10 and later. Insert a blank disk. Place a blank DVD or CD. Right-click on the ISO file. Locate the V Skeletor Super Ghostbusters ISO file.
I don't have that.
Burn disk.
I don't have the ISO. I need to make a ISO.
1. Gather your files and folders. Identify the content.
Yeah.
This could be anything from software.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. Add to archive. We're gonna try pzip. Fuck, it doesn't have it either. I have to go out and find external software. Oh no. We gotta burn our Super Ghostbusters CD. Dang it. I guess I'll download Image Burn. Please. CertifiedMajorGeeks.com. That's what I like to fucking see for my software. I'm trying to feed my Suezo a Britney Spears CD so he can fucking grow and maybe have a friend for once in his goddamn stupid, miserable life. VirusFreeBurningSoftware.com. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. Give me the fucking download, eh? God, using Windows sucks. Is it on Winget? Freecodex.com. What the fuck does this comment mean? Compared to the man who watched Rome burn, Rome got burnt. Why bother with any other burning tool? Wait, is Nero the name of like a CD burning tool? I guess it is, isn't it? Anyways. Image burn. Give me fucking virus right now. Give me computer virus right now. Right now. Give me computer virus right now. Put the files on my computer. Get my data, sell it to fucking anyone you want. I don't care anymore. I'm a whore. I'm a data whore. Alright. It's been installed. Good. This better work. Alright, we're opening up the faded application. We're gonna feed Dennis the Suezo. We're gonna feed him a Britney Spears CD. I mean a Vi Skeletor. A Varg Skeletor. CD. Fake ISO. Right. Create image file from disk. Create image file from file/folders. Yeah. Copy those. Destination. Varg Skeletor _ Super Ghost Busters 2018 CD free MP3. Alright, yeah. Give me the ISO. Your image contains an MP3 file in the root directory. I'm gonna assume this is an MP3 audio disc. Actually, how old is this game? Might not want to do MP3s. I don't know, let's just try it. It plays sounds. It plays sounds when it's done. It was loud. It was like marimbas. This window was designed to be left open all the time. If you close it down, you'll miss out on a lot of information / error messages that are potentially very important. Are you sure that you want to play like an ostrich and bury your head in the sand? Yes or no? Yes. What a freaky fucking program. What are you talking about? Shut up. Quit it. Weirdo. Hey, where'd it save to? Oh. Okay. Okay, so how did our Google AI tell us to fucking... Do I just drag and drop it into this bitch? That ain't gonna be good, is it? I'm gonna try it. Oh, that wasn't good. Oh, that wasn't good. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't even try to do that. It did not like that. It's not a fan of that move. I guess we can like test this out more better now, because we'll be at the right we'll be at the town square, so we can operate like true brains, some sort. Okay, so disk control, disk image management, load new disk. Okay. So that's the PS1 games that I legally own. I own these. They are real. Sometime your Suezo flies a little too close to the sun. Yeah, we blue screened. It tried to do some unauthorized type shit. To the core of the mainframe, which brought a server cascade down around it. I probably sound really cool right now, right? Top 5 stinky fucking Suezo cock. All right. Top 5. Let me get it back. Dude, he sweats a lot. He's a sweaty guy. What do you think he smells like? Do you think he stinks? Stinky, sweaty Suezo. Mm-hmm. Me when my fucking computer blue screen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just getting it loaded back up right now. Yep. Eyeball. Circle ball. All right, load my Suezo. Load my boy. All these games that I own. These games, I own them. Yes. Yeah, my controller better work. Hello? Controller. Suezos don't give a fuck about your pleasure or your comfort. In fact, I think the Suezos hate me. I think the Suezos fucking hate me. What, do I need to plug it back in again? What's going on? Yeah. A huge disaster. We're having an AGA. I gotta check my Bluetooth for this thing. Oh, they crunch! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah. God became exasperated. Yeah, I'm God over here being exasperated. Not connected. Well, connect each. Oh my god, shut up. Shut up. Go. Shut up. Suezo. Suezo happy. Remove this device. Yeah, do it. Remove failed? What do you mean remove failed? Just do it. No. Oh, I just have to hold the sex button. I push this sex button. I said I push sex button. Oh, the Windows Bluetooth took a shit. I see. Well, we can still play around with our Suezo, Dennis, yeah? And plus, we don't need Bluetooth, right? I can just plug it in, right? Yeah. Right? We would hope. Mm-hmm. What? What does it mean? What do all these things mean? Right, because input is different from controller. Right. That makes sense. Yes. Yeah, it's very good. Very good. Very good. Uh-huh. What do you mean? What does it mean? I don't think it means anything anymore. I don't think it does anything anymore. All right, I guess since I've had to troubleshoot it so much, you know, it's not too difficult to just sort of figure it out here. Hopefully. No, in fact, that does not work. Takes it in and out of full screen mode. Uh-huh. Right, right. Mm-hmm. Okay, now it seems to have unbound my keyboard, which is very good. RetroArch is very good. Very good. You think there's anyone on the fucking planet that understands this software? Oh, I thought I did something cool there. I did not. Also, this controller does not work via USB, which is really surprising. Because that was one of the reasons I bought it, actually. It's just surprising Nintendo releases such trash as this controller. As well as... Actually, it's not surprising at all because they're a shitty company. Okay, did it work? Did my keyboard work that time? Oh, interesting. Okay, enter is the start button. Uh-huh. Right? Z is okay button. Z is okay button. Pressing Z is X button. Right. Z is X. It makes so much sense. Right. Alright. Let's see if we can make this fucking computer crash again by feeding this thing an ISO file. Sounds like it's already trying to crash. Alright, I'm gonna take my Varg Skeletor ISO file here. Alright. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it in Steam Library Games Common. We're gonna go to the sex folder. We're going to go... Where did it want me to put stuff? Hold on. Load disk. That's real disks. Settings. Huh? Quick menu. Disk control. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. So, load new disk. It's going to be here. It's going to be PP1. I put the sex here. And when you put the sex in the sex folder, reload sex folder. All right, so we'll have that ready. Let's go to the lab, right? No, we want to go to the shrine. Okay. Hello, Shahel. Hello. Which kind of reproduction do you want? Disc stone. Insert the CD and push X button. Or push triangle button to cancel. Okay, so we put it in. We put it in now, and maybe it doesn't crash our computer. Right? Appended disk. What does that mean? Reading the data now. Reinsert the Monster Rancher. Insert the Monster Rancher to CD correctly and push X button. Load new disk. Monster Rancher 2. Yeah. Right? You? Yes? Oh. Oh, it didn't like that. Oh, it didn't like that. It took a big shit when I tried to do that. All right. Are we back? Yes. Yes. All right, Monster Rancher 2. Yes. Run it. Third time's a charm, right? Right? God, I hope so. All right, load game. Load data. Z equal X. Loading finished. Then we go straight to the fucking shrine, okay? We don't make any stupid moves here, okay? We don't waste any time. We go straight for it. Shrine. Talk to Kyle. We do the disc stone. All right. And instead of doing the other thing, we do this. We do disc control. We eject the disc. What is the wording on this shit? Choose current disc from a list of available images. Disc below and insert disc. Select what? Yeah, that's. What? From the list of available images. What are you talking about? Via M3 use playlist. I'm putting in my fucking Varg Skeletor Ghostbusters music, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Reading the data now. Reading. Insert Monster Rancher. Okay. Current disk index. Put that baby back in there. Insert that shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit, it worked. 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 I think it worked. Oh shit, Super Ghostbusters monster. Holy shit. Oh my god. I think it worked. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get from Super Ghostbusters by Varg Skeletor? Oh! With something strange! Looking like a blob. Curious looking monster. Do you want to take this monster to your ranch? Yeah? You have to give it a name. What it'll be. Now his name is Yoel. I'll register it with this name then. They're gonna think you were drunk. Alright, so that worked. Like, I figured out how to do it. So, let's freeze this guy. I kinda wanna try some other music. Ow, my fucking brain! What if I just have a CD that is just this song? Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I could just burn an ISO that is just this. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a song that would be in this game. So I'm gonna burn an ISO that is just that. And this shit is chugging. This is like I'm playing Crisis 3 on the DS. Image burn. Hold on, I gotta stuff my face. Need nutrients. Gotta eat so I don't die. It seems like it might want, like, full albums, though. So... What do we want to give it? I don't want to give it anymore. I miss Dennis. I want to watch Dennis fight. We're waking up Dennis. Raw dogging it, no controller. Bring Dennis back. My king. My beloved Dennis. Take my monster to my monster ranch. Ah. Hula Dennis. Alright. Let's go to battle. These are all the same, right? So. In the tourney. Don't get turnied. Don't get turned out in the tourney. Don't get your pussy waxed in this tourney, Dennis. Alright, keep it clean. Heroes Cup. I already read this. Maynard! Maynard! Dennis v. Sumuji. Let Dennis do it, man. Dennis is fine. Dennis can do it. You can do it, Dennis. All right. It's him against this little blue cat. Sumuji. Oh, he's fast. Oh, he's really fast. Oh, and he's a lot smarter and a lot more skilled. And has more life. And I think Dennis is about to get absolutely demolished. I think this cat is going to whoop Dennis's ass, guys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This isn't going to be good at all. Oh, no, Dennis. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dennis? Oh, no, no, no. Wait, he drinks? He's a drinker? Oh, my God! He's trying to set Dennis on fire with alcohol, no less. All right. That's pretty good damage. Yo, is Dennis actually, like, putting up a good fight right here? Oh, my God. Dude. Oh, no. That didn't. Oh, that looks like it hurt. All right, Dennis, you got to get some points in here. All right. You're still not doing that good, but I think he's done more. He's done a higher percentage of damage to this blue cat guy. Or am I wrong? Watch out, Dennis. All right. I don't know who won here. Oh, yeah, I gotta press the button. Okay, we actually won. Wow. That's kind of surprising. I had a feeling Dennis was about to get absolutely mulched. Minutes Karahan. All right. Who won? Two little grass eating boys. Karahan won. All right. Satya versus Regretti. Regretti? Bro's name is Regretti. Regretti won. No regretties. All right, let's watch let's watch Dennis work his jelly again. The people want to see you work your jelly, people's Dennis. The people's Dennis. He's the people's Dennis. He's the people's Dennis. Karahan. All right, what else is he looking at? It's looking like Dennis probably might get his ass beat again. But we'll see. Oh. Bro, Dennis, we gotta knock the fuck out, man. Damn. See ya, Dennis. You fucking, he's done for. Youch. And one, yeah, you sure did. Ooh-wee. That's impressive. Wow. Minutes won. All right. Is Dennis okay? He seems like he maybe got really fucked up. There. All right, Dennis v. Regretti. Dennis, I'm gonna let you handle it. I swear to God, it's not just because the Bluetooth module on my motherboard has failed, and I have no control, as in no controller. Dennis, higher defense, lower speed than this fucking rock blob on the ground, higher skill, higher intelligence, lower life, lower power. Okay, so it's kind of an even match, I guess. Maybe. It's not. It's not. I was very wrong. It's in fact extremely bad for a dentist right now. It's what we would have called maybe an epic fail back in the day. Yeah. That's what we would call an EFP, an epic fail phenomenon. You just witnessed it. Dennis just got his ass whooped 2 times in a row. Got his ass slapped so hard he got the glaucoma, okay? His eyeball is bruised. He's gone. His shit's completely fucked. Minutes won. Minutes is really taking it home. That or that name just stands out to me. I don't know. Like Minutes? Bro thinks he's a clock. No advice for Dennis. Dennis got a raw dog it. Dennis can really win a battle without any advice. Yeah, sure. You know, go ahead and believe. Believe in Dennis if you want to, alright? That's fine. I believe in Dennis too. I have to. Dennis is my boy. Right? Oh, she got 420 speed, that fast weed. You know what I mean? Fight. Some kind of bird? No, she's a bunny, but she's got wings. It's a very ineffective fucking little kid. She's like, yeah. You're gonna let her treat you like this, Dennis. Oh no. She sunk her claws right in. She's gonna rip out his big cornea. His one big cornea. Oh, oh, Dennis. Yeah, watch out. They'll slap. She's fucking stupid. Oh no. She just seems so ineffective. But yet she's whooping his ass. So hard. That's unfortunate. That's okay, Dennis. You just kind of suck. That's fine, Dennis. You just kind of suck ass. Yeah? Yeah? No one cares, all right? We're here to see Dennis, all right? That's why I space out every time. We're only here to see Dennis. My mind is trained to only perceive Dennis. That's the only thing I want to see is this big fucking Suezo eyeball, all right? I want to see his eye bags, all right? I want to see those little blood vessels popping, all right? That's what I wake up for. It's what I go to sleep thinking about. And in the middle of the day is... What the fuck was that? The infamous Minutes with the weird hands, man. What is this? Who is that little guy? This is the stretchiest lemur I've ever seen. Look at those feet. Look at them big paws. Oh. I'm sick of this fucking guy and his Stretch Armstrong bullshit. Who's this fuck? Dennis, do something, please. Rapid flick. Dennis, can you try to do something? You're in control here, Dennis, and you didn't even try to do anything. You didn't try to do anything, Dennis. Pathetic. He's spoiled. He's past his prime. He's spoiled. He's past his prime. He's like gross meat that didn't get put in the freezer or refrigerator on time. Mm-hmm. Carahan is the winner, not Dennis. Yeah, not Dennis. You know what you did, Dennis? You embarrassed yourself. You embarrassed me. And Hiru here, or whatever her name is. But they gave me a bunch of money. Hey, we lost some fame. Good going, Dennis. Yeah, nice job, Dennis. I want to abuse Dennis. Hold on. Hold on, I want to abuse my Dennis boy. Give me my shit. I want to hear this shit.
Fuck you, Dennis. Hey, you Dennis, go to Dennis. Never taking you back to Brooklyn. You smoked my cat like weed, and he died.
Yeah. God, this game audio is so crusty. Dennis could not be a champion, but I think it did a good job. Praise it? No. It seems disappointed. Yeah, I am too. Yeah, I am too. Oh, I forgot it hums like that. Fish. Yeah, give him a fish. He'll do okay with a fish. He says slurp. Yes, who is it? You have mail. Thank you. Who's it from? Look at this. Is it the Academy? Oh. Yeah, let's send Dennis. Train our Dennis. Train our Dennis. Yes, train our Dennis. Papa Sharp Tech. Yeah. I don't know what I just sent him off to do. He's probably gonna go get his ass whooped. We'll see. Frozen slipped. Okay. Thank you, Dennis. Okay. He's making it through. Ice quake, okay. Shit's fucked. He died. Deadness. Alright, but they let him try again. They take him out of there. Yeah, we're gonna need that little crane from the little crane game. Need to grab him on the eyeball and pull him back up. You fucked up, Dennis. Maynard, I think Dennis is injured. It is a serious injury. I will put it in the hospital immediately. Oh. Guys, Dennis has to go to the hospital now. Dennis isn't feeling well. Dennis is still in the hospital. I wish it'll come back soon. Oh. Dennis is still in the hospital. I wish it'll come back soon. Oh. Dennis is still in the hospital. I wish it'll come back soon. Oh. Maynard, Dennis is out of hospital. I am so glad you're better now, Dennis. His loyalty is shit now, dude. Go back to bed. You sent me off to college. I thought I was gonna learn. They made me jump around ice spikes. It was just risky. I didn't get better at anything. It was just really risky. No, don't give him the meat. He'll get more spoiled than he already is. I think we need to merge him with a new Suezo soon. Okay, there's no battles, no tourney. No tourney. I'm gonna drill my Dennis. No. I want to look at the stats. He needs more, maybe. I don't want to examine my Suezo right now. Maybe some more defense? Yeah, endure. Endure, Dennis. It's time to endure the pounder, fucker. Yeah, fuck you, Dennis. Yeah, fuck you, the pain. This is my fetish. Wait. No, I don't want to... Wait, what? Talking about quitting the game? I don't want to quit the game. I want to go to battle. Dennis has little loyalty now and may do foolery. Well, he better get his shit together, alright? I know he just got out of a hospital. Now's the perfect time to ensure that his broken bones are really strong before they grow all the way back. A broken bone is twice as strong as a bone unbroken, and that's why we need to break Dennis's bones. All of them. We should have done it when he was a baby, really. Think about it. We're going to the Torbolt Cup. Next time we get a little baby Suezo, you know the first thing I'm gonna do is break all of its bones so it's strong and doesn't grow up to be a cantankerous asshole liar like Dennis. First prerogative, alright? Break Dennis. Break Dennis 2.0. Break him in, literally. Nicole. Oh, that thing's weird. That's the little cat thing. It's got a zipper on the back. It's a little fursuiter. It's a little furry. Wait, I'm in control of Dennis. Oops, it's meowing at me. Lick it. Yeah, lick the pussy. Lick the pussy. Yeah. All right. He is doing a little bit of foolery, I must say. Yeah, blast it. Ooh, 69? Damage. He's trying to get away from me. He's doing foolery. The crowd boos. They hate the Nya kitty. Ooh, why'd you shake like that? Don't do that. Did you see that little shimmy shake it did when Dennis gave it the tongue? Tongue wall. Dennis won. Zamber versus Rock Geiger. Rock Geiger won. Do you want to give Dennis advice during the battle? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Rock Geiger. His fucking his portrait, man. It's really good. Okay, so he sucks at everything except for power and defense. So if we can just stay away from him, which I mean that's not gonna always be possible, but yeah, a lot of moves like that. Ah, he's doing foolery. Yeah, like that. Keep up the mind blast, Dennis. Whenever you got more guts in you, boy. Love a boy with guts. Love a big Suezo with guts. Them Suezo guts. Get them. We can kind of just play for time as much as we can. Ooh, don't get hit. Nice. Oh, he was going for the eyeball poke. All right, didn't hit us once. That's a win. Oops. Keep it hitting enter, and that's pause. All right, Dennis. Dennis is doing pretty good. Zamber versus Nicole. All right.
Dennis v. Zamber.
Do you want to give Dennis advice during this battle? Yeah, of course. Since I'm doing so well with him, I'm expertly manipulating my eyeball on a stick, rubbing the stick in just the right ways. He responds. He yells, "Yippee!" And I put him into the ring of battle. Until he does unloyal foolery. You would never make it in my PLA, Dennis. Ooh, that hurt. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! He went for the jugular. Oh, oh, that was nasty. That was mean. My neck kind of hurts after seeing that. It's okay. It's okay if he has one loss. It's okay. But I'm not giving up. Oh shit! Yeah, we're forced to give up because we're in so much pain. I keep pausing. Okay.
Lost.
Zomber 1. Nicole scares me. Just a little. We have monsters whose scores are tied, so we'll now hold a tiebreaker. Dennis versus Nicole. I knew this would happen. Yeah, I'll give Dennis advice. I'll put fate in my own hands and take hold of my Suezo and pit it in public against the pussy. Twiddling. Twiddling, it's called. Oh, God. Weird. Does a little spin. Lick it. Oh. What's that little wiggle? Dang it! Just a simple punch. Right in the eyeball. You know, if I was a big eyeball, that would stop me. Oh, no. Oh, no. Lost. Nicole won.
Nicole is the winner.
Wait, Nicole won? I thought we were doing so good. I guess she got us in the end there, eh? Hey, we still got a shitload of money, though, yo. Yay, Dennis lost fame. She's like, I can't wait to see it. I was like, I could wait, because Dennis is always losing fame. Dennis is never been the people's favorite, actually. Everyone kind of hates him. He doesn't have a compelling underdog story. He's spoiled. He lies to everyone. I think Dennis has learned a lesson in this tournament. Yeah. Dennis cannot be a champion. I think it did a good job. Praise it. Yeah. I don't want to leave off on bad terms with Dennis. Dennis seems pretty tired. Give it some rest. Resting my Dennis. Resting my Dennis. Resting my Dennis. Oops.
Good night, Dennis. How about Dennis?
Do you think Dennis like drinks eye drops as his morning coffee? I want to see if we can get another Suezo. Hold on. I want to. Well, did that just fucking quit the game? Fuck. We got to do it again. We got to do it again. I don't play with save states. No. No, this is legit. This is legit. All right. I didn't save. The game closes. Boom. That's it for me. All right. And that's the way she goes sometimes, okay? I really wish my controller worked, though. Why ain't no worky? Why ain't no worky? Why ain't no worky? Switch Pro controllers, more like dildo controllers, you know what I mean? You know, I do have the music from those old C Boyardee videos, the ones with Dilbert. We could see what we get from one of those. Oh, do we have like a Biggie Smalls CD I could put in there? I'm looking through my CD collection right now, also very legit. Oh, you know what we could do? We could give it a Death Grips album. Yeah, we could give it. Hey, we could give it the money store.
My Anaconda don't. My Anaconda don't. My Anaconda don't want known unless you got pops on.
Hello. That's good. I'm finding what beautiful creatures can be made. Via the CDs one can input into this game. And in order to do so, I need to write them to ISO files. And insert them. Beautiful Quavos. Yeah. Yes. Really beautiful town we're in here. Alright, we're gonna give it a Death Grip CD. I gotta burn the Death Grip CD real quick. Burning it. Oh! My computer is just dying tonight at everything I'm doing for some reason, and it's pretty funny. It's a good A. Lamau moment. Says my computer's in pussy mode. Oh god. Ow, ow, my brain. Ow, ow. It plays this unbelievable, like, strange merengue movement music whenever it finishes burning a CD, and I forget every time, and it hurts my brain. Every time. Yes. Alright, so let's go to Shrine. Right. And then we're gonna click this thing. We're gonna say we have a disc stone. Insert the CD. Okay. So we're gonna go to this thing. Then we're gonna go to disk control. And then we're gonna eject a disk. And then we're gonna go to insert disk. And that was not what we were supposed to do. We eject disk, we load new disk, and then we put in Super Ghostbusters first. And then we make sure that one's loaded. And then we close out of this menu and we tell it that the new disc is in there, and then it reads the disc, the Varg Skeletor's Super Ghostbusters, and then it tells us to reinsert the Monster Ranchers thing, which we then do, and then we do that, insert that, and tell it that, okay, we insert the disc from the virtual disc tray, and then we push the X button, and there we go. Here's the big moment. We're getting the monster that we got earlier, but we had to restart the game. From Super Ghostbusters, Joel Ventos. And it gives us the same thing. Okay, I thought so. All right. It's an experiment. We're just doing a little experiment. You know, okay, I was gonna say we're in the lab. We're actually technically in the, what the fuck is that? Go away.
Yo, Vine Sauce, holy shit.
Yeah. The one and only. We have to give it a name. What did I call it last time? Oh, yeah. I'm gonna make it even more fucky. Yoel. I'll register it with this name. Very good. Look at that. Look at that little fucker. Freeze him. Freezes you, making you round and cold. Oh lord. Thank you. Yes. Go back. Go to Shrine. It's taking like all my brain power right now. Want to do a disto. Bye to. Thank you, Coast. They're doing this to me tomorrow. Yes. Alright, now we're gonna do a Death Grips ISO. And by ISO, I mean CD. Obviously. Heh. Ah, yes. Reproductions. Alright, I found it. Give me recent files. Oh, the computer's grinding to a fucking halt. Ah! Oh, the crust and stank on this fucking game the moment I alt-tab out of it is really remarkable. Alright, we're getting there. Retro Arch content. PS1. Yeah. Alright, let me label this correctly. The moneystore.iso. Alright, so then eject disk. Wait. No. Go back. Nope. Not that. Zaza. Zaza. No, stop. All right. Go back. Load new disc. Death Grip's the money store. Yeah. Yeah, money store. Insert. Checking. Reading the data now. Reinsert Monster Rancher 2 CD. Dude, the Monster Rancher store. The money Rancher 2. Death Suezo. Suezo grips. Dennis grips. Death Dennis. Eject disc. Load new disc. No. Current. Yes. Do that. Thank you. All right, here's the big moment. It's time for the fucking money store. What the fuck? Bro, it's the same guys last time. They're different files. I know they are. Curious looking monster, I agree. I feel like maybe I'm doing this wrong. I feel like maybe I'm doing this wrong. Let me try some. Is it like actually labeled as a CD? They were talking about something about giving it like text files, but I don't think I want to delve into doing all that. Okay, what if I give it the one MP3 of the I'm vigorously masturbating song? You know, I'm driving and I'm speeding and I'm vigorously masturbating. The national anthem. Oh god, it's so crust. Create image file from disk. Create discovery. At the bottom of this image burn program, it says, everyone thinks I'm a hypochondriac. It makes me sick. Dude, shut up. Volume label. A grand day out. A grand day out. Audio sure is thinking really hard about doing this exact song. Yes. Publisher. LucasArts. Mamma Mia Entertainment. Data prepara. Adam. Application. Eat More. Volume set 14. System. Elmo. I don't know. All right, this one's got a label that's like, I gave you a little bit of the sound that time. Oh, it's so crust. It's bad. It's so bad. Sorry, I'm like disabling some stuff that's like maybe rendering in the background that's not supposed to be there. Just a little bit of sound as a treat. Just the tip of a 3DS stylus. Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright. Now I have to find the file I just made. I found it. Now I have to find where I put that last one. Found it. Yeah, the last time I was either not giving them labels or I was just putting single letters like E, because I thought maybe that didn't matter. Alright, so eject disk, load new disk, a grandeout.eso, insert disk, hit the Z button, which actually means X. Reading the data now. Reinsert the monster rancher. Okay. So, eject. Monster Rancher 2. Insert. Tell it okay. Here's the big moment. I'm gonna shut my window. I always yell to the kids outside, hey, you gotta watch on Twitch. Okay, you gotta stop watching, listening through my window. What are we getting? What are we getting? And it's the same thing. I'm gonna have to read about this more. Wait, do I need to mount the ISO file? All right, I'm gonna mount the ISO file on my computer. I'm gonna act like I loaded in a CD. And it might crash the fucking stream again. We'll see. I don't like this creature. Yeah. Curious looking monster. One could say. Mount files with... I will spray him with Windex. Is he immune to ammonia? It's the same guy every time. Okay, I have Super Ghostbusters loaded up. Alright, so Distone, I'm gonna try it a different way. And I have to try to not, like, crash the game. Alright. Load, no. Okay, hold on. Disk control. Virtual disk tray. Right. Like, what's wrong with this then? What could possibly be the problem? It is recommended to load multi-disc tiles via M3U playlists. Now, what was Gemini telling us earlier? Can we even get Gemini to tell us what it told us earlier? Ah, yes. How to feed how to feed Suezo Britney Spears CD. All right. Burn a CD. Input. No, I don't want to cheat. Set up the emulator to recognize fake CD data. I don't want to set up shit. What are you talking about? Insane. Ramblings of the utterly deranged. Let me do an actual Google search. Monster Rancher 2 music disc ISO. Yeah. All these are like, what are the optimal fucking songs and shit? Why can't I use RetroArch? Between all three of them, none can properly read table of contents from files during disk swap mechanics. Therefore, cannot generate desired monsters using Make a Monster. I don't want to use Make a Monster. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, they're fucking .bin files. Ah. .ccd plus image or .q plus bin files directly. Zip file downloads cannot have their stats customized. Oh. Oh, I see. We need a .q file. Being king clean. Being chilling. Being chilling. Okay, thank you. Being chilling. Being chilling. Got to start practicing our Chinese. For Jianshuo. I probably just said a slur on accident. I'm probably gonna get banned. From China. They're gonna say you're cringe, kid. Then they're gonna dunk on me for being bald. Hey, I just realized the music stopped playing, and that's why I'm less irritated alt-tabbing out of this game. It's really pleasant, actually. Now I can think. Maybe get us a .q file.
Great image from Pussy. Go Pussy mode.
Yeah. Give me the fucking Q file. I just want one. Create Q file. Hell yeah. Yeah, you're sexy for that, yeah? For disk, time 2 minutes. Wait, what? Browse for a file. Okay. Open disk. Add session. Okay. .chu file. Yeah, .chu files are very real. I literally make .chu files on my computer so that, or like folders and shit, so that I know that it's mine. So that they are real. Also, I tried to say the name of that app and I got a notification from it, so they know, right? The CCCCCP is listening, okay? All right, Super Ghostbusters. I just fucking gave it the whole CD. I don't know if it's working. It's probably not. I think I see what I was supposed to do. All right, you don't give it the CD. You give it the actual musica, you know. That's how you do Suezomancy. All right. So that's why I called the stream Suezomancy, by the way. Is we were going to be doing some Suezomancy by way of putting fake virtual audio discs. We're going to take these discs and put them into the game in order to make us a Suezo. All right. All right, analyzing audio files. Here we go. It's doing analysis. %, Ghostbusters.mp3. Ghostbusters, Ghost Boston, Ghost Bolognes, Ghost Bapilog. Very good. Okay, we click OK. It says 27%. I guess 27% of what? Okay. The Q file doesn't have the same name as the CD, but hopefully that won't matter. I'm thinking it probably won't. It says 01 ghostbusters.q. Let me get back to the gamer folder for gaming. It didn't work. The gamer folder, I must go searching for it again. Shame. Okay, RetroArch. Okay, content. Okay. PS1, that's correct. Put the Q file in here. Yes, I do. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, what did the thing say again? Hold on. So put ghostbusters.q. Okay. Reading the data now. Reinsert the monster. Okay. And then we put it on this. Right? This gonna work?
Only one way to find out. Here's the big moment. The big moment. The big moment. What are we gonna get?
Is it gonna work? Are we gonna get the same rock? Yeah, we got the same fucking guy. God fucking damn it. Yeah, apparently there's over 500,000 different monsters you can get by doing this. And everything online about it is like how to hacker fucker your way into having like the exact monster you want, and I don't like that. I don't want to do that. So I'm looking through all the different CDs that people have tried, and it's like Ramenstein and fucking the Full Metal Alchemist movie, Josie and the Pussycats, like Eiffel 65, like what the fuck? I wanna see how to do it. I wanna do it. And yes, I was made aware that there is a remaster of this game. I was made aware of that only just the other day. But I don't care. I have this game. And I want to play it the way it's meant to be played. I don't understand what these people are even talking about. This is really strange. Apparently you can put games in there too. I don't know. Let's try that. Hold on. I'm seeing people put in like Purple Rain by Prince. very, very interesting. What if we put in... What if we put in Parappa the Rappa? Which I own, by the way. All of these I own, yes. What if we put in Parappa the Rappa? Parappa the Rappa. Oh, I gotta... Okay. Alright, what does this do? Here is the big moment. If this doesn't fucking work, I'll just like fucking get the Steam version, I guess. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god. We got a fucking green dentist, dude. Yo. Green Dennis. Green Dennis. Creatura. Alright, so I put in a Parappa the Rappa CD to get this one. So I'm gonna name him Chinese. Fuck. China. Calling BS on that letter. Chinese. Does this bitch have teeth? No, those are just his big ass lips. Now its name is Chinese. I'll register it with this name. Thank you. Immediately freeze the Chinese. I want to try another one. It's addictive. All right. Load new disc. Ape Escape. All right, that one doesn't exist. What about motherfucking Roscoe McQueen, Firefighter Extreme? A classic. Everyone knows about this one. Here is the big moment. Roscoe McQueen, Firefighter Extreme! Aww. He has a tumor. You got a little fucking cigarette, thing growing out of your head there, buddy. Little scrumbolo. Very energetic. I've never seen this sort of comment. Very energetic. Do you want to take this monster to your ranch? Yeah. You have to give it a name. Love his freaky ass. Let's call him... Let's give him like a leet speak name.
Freaky.
Let's see how he do. Looking like a popsicle. I changed my mind. I'm gonna freeze you, actually. No, I don't want to combine you. I want to see. I want to do a couple more. See what we get. It would have been best. I like his tail sticking out there. Now that we've frozen him. I think that would have been funny if we got that from like Zaboomafoo. Because I do have the Zaboomafoo game. I did buy that legitimately with real money. And have the CD. I just happened to rip it. And play it on emulator for some reason. I feel like that gets more suspicious every time I qualify it. Let's wrong. MTV Celebrity Deathmatch. This one's gonna be great because, I mean, it's celebrity. It's you know, it's a CD full of people fighting, so it's gonna be like warrior spirit imbued. All right, and also fame because celebrities. Oops. Here is the big moment. Oh, this was taking a while to load. That means it's extra good. MTV Celebrity Deathmatch. Oh, yo, what the fuck are you? Yo, Snake Rabbit. He's pointing at you, chat.
You want some? You want some?
The physics? He is so thick. Yeah. Yeah, he's real thick. I'm trying to make the game window larger and it's like locked. It doesn't want to let me do it. Bro, what am I even moving around over here? Oh. Oh, okay. They had the budget for this? Yeah. Dude, this game was funded by FEMA. Yeah, that FEMA. I'm joking, by the way. It wasn't. It was funded by NATO. I'm just kidding. He is jiggle physicking. He's jiggling. I'm seeing enough movement, one could say. What kind of sex do you think he likes? Fart sex. Farts. Frequent. I see why maybe I might have had some lag. I'm looking through all like the other sources I had. I had like 2 game captures. It's rendering like 3D rotating Agent 47 heads underneath all of this. Let's turn that off. Yeah, speed that jiggle up. Yes. What kind of sex do you think you like? Frequent fart sex. Cute! Yes. It's a very cute monster. Heyo, what's up? Do you want to take your monster to your ranch? Take this monster to your ranch. Yes. You have to give it a name. What'll it be? I feel drawn to the name Guaddle. Like Guadalcanal. cute. He looks like he'd swear at me and call me names. Yeah. We were playing... Oh god, I'm adding spaces. No. I don't want his name to have all these spaces. Hold on. It's so crunchy. This is Monster Rancher 2. And I'm inserting different CDs into the console to generate different creatures because apparently it like randomly bases new creatures on different CDs you can put into the console, including music and software and stuff like that. And it seems like it doesn't particularly matter very much if said music or software or game disc is from the future from the game standpoint or from the past from the game standpoint. As in, like, it can tell when you put in a Monster Rancher. So this is Monster Rancher 2. Apparently, I was just reading this now. It can tell that if you put in the original Monster Rancher game, and you get kind of a reward for doing that by, like, getting a more powerful monster, apparently. But also, then the person went on to start talking about the monsters that they got from, like, Purple Rain by Prince, and then the Dead or some like a character that they or like a monster they got from the Dead or Alive series that was based on. Did we? Okay, we froze him. That was based on one of the Dead or Alive characters. Very, very strange. I want to look more into it. I feel like there's some interesting programming here to look into. It seems to be working off of the listing of tracks in a CD rather than the actual audio in the CD itself. So I'll go ahead and inject the game disc from the emulator, load new disc, and instead of using MTV Celebrity Deathmatch, we'll look through all these games that I definitely actually own. What do we get from Roswell Conspiracies, Aliens, Myth, and Legends? What do we get from that? Checking the CD. I've only gotten, oh yeah, we did get one from Parappa the Rappa. It was a green, scaly, like, snake eyeball thing. That's my boy. Yeah, he's cute. I've never played... I must admit, I've never actually played Parappa the Rappa, but I fucking love him. He's so cute. I did this wrong. I got excited. Okay, eject disk, current disk. Hold on. Load new disk. We were trying to do death grips earlier, but it didn't work because I don't know how to burn the CDs in such a way that this game is going to recognize it, because I think it needs to be like you have to fill out all the stuff as though you were like you were the actual publisher of the music, which I know how to do that. It just takes a while, you know, and I don't know how to guarantee that the game is going to see it or if I'm just kind of farting in the wind. What was I about to do? Roswell Conspiracies, right? Okay, so load up that Q file, insert that disk. Failed to append. Okay, that one didn't work in particular, so let's do... Wrong. Go back. Okay. Load new disk. Project Horned Owl. Zaboomafoo. Failed to append disk. Okay, so the ones with multiple files, it's not happy with. Ape Escape, don't have that. Backstreet Billiards, let's get it. Failed to append disk. Well, now it's not wanting to work with me. Checking the CD. Did I do it too many times? Is it not liking me? You gotta show the bunny again so LeBaron can see he's watching stream, but not on his own account. Okay. I think I just, like, fucked up the game. Hold on. I think I just corrupted the game on accident. Nope. It recovered. Okay. Eject. I guess I could just run, hold on. Roscoe McQueen Fighter Extreme. Run that through. So that one worked. I think some of the actual games, I like the files didn't download, rip all the way from the real CDs that I own. Oh, wait, okay, so do that. Change the disc back to Monster Rancher 2, which is the game we're currently playing. Insert the virtual disc back in. Here's the big moment. We should get the green bunny again. Also, hi, LeBaron. And Sonadel, and Coast, and Ronder. No, wait, this is the little spiky guy with the little cancer on his head. Wait, was it MTV Celebrity Deathmatch that got the bunny? Hold on, we gotta throw this guy in the trash. Fuck, I accidentally said yes to it. His name's gonna be... Square! Mulch. I can just delete him if I want. Yeah, he's a fucking popsicle. Okay, shrine. I guess we can just get the bunny out of the let's have bunny time. Hold on. Let's go to the lab. Let's unfreeze our bunny. Revive. What do we name it? Waddle. He's a zoom. Paw that bitch. Bunny time. Thaw. Thaw. Oh, you like it? You want some fuck? This isn't the one with Sanser.
Sanser.
He looks like he's making a jerking motion. I wanna jerk you off. That's how long his cock is. Holy. He's hiding it from us. Guys, I named him Gwaddle. How do we like that? I hope we like that as a name. Smash. Next question. Cloaca. He doesn't have Sanser, but I can hear him speak in Sanser voice. Yeah. This game just has black bars around it. I don't really know how to fix it. Whatever. I don't know. It feels cinematic. That chat is completely unreadable right there. Who cares? Let's go. Let's make him fight. Let's train his ass. He's so small. He's 0 days old. He's tiny. Please go play with this monster. Let's go play with our monster. I'm baked as hell. I'm up playing with my Gwaddle. He's precioso. He's you. I'm sure there's creatures that are cuter than this that could better represent me. Oh my god, look at him go. Small ball in you. Who's up jerking? Who up jorking their Gwaddle? All right, we gotta train him. All right. How much money we get? We got money to send to college with $30 left over. Who says let's do it? All the money. All the money. Just first place. Yeah, all of it. Drill the Guadal.
Level E.
Oh, he's gonna fuck up. This is making me want to watch the Monster Rancher anime. Are you sure you want to do that? Success! New tech! Are you really sure you want to watch the Monster Rancher anime? Because I've never seen it. You should check it out. I don't know. Oh, he's so scaly. I feel like this cold weather would cause him to crack like he has psoriasis.
If I see that fucking eyeball monster one more time, I'm gonna lose my lunch. Holy shit.
I know, right? Oh, he's not making it. He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. No one ever makes it, you know? I don't know if I've ever seen anyone make it. In my mind, he's not scaly. He's leafy like a cabbage. True. Yeah, he does kind of look like that, doesn't he? Oh, he's done for. He's gonna die. He's gonna come back dead. He's gonna come back to us as cargo. All right. Guadal acquired a new technique. It seems pretty strong. Praise it. No. It seems disappointed. Well, I'm disappointed in it. It should have done better, not fucked up. Maynard, you've run out of money. Huh? No praise cake for you, Guadal. Look, the Suezos get real... They start to play mind games with you. Oh no, he's depressed. Guadal seems pretty tired. He seems really depressed. You gave him depression. I get, you know, it's an infantile way of looking at it, okay? I think he didn't have the coping skills to deal with criticism. All right. Did he just shit? Let him sleep. Let him sleep. Oh, he's so gurgly. Then give him coping skills. Yeah, do you see that in the drill regiment training that I can give him? I don't. All right. I see intelligence. I see skill. I see speed. All right. So maybe we can make him smarter and he'll be able to get over it more better and faster if we give him speed or something. I don't know. Eat these potatoes. We can't afford anything better, buddy. Okay? Pretty soon we're gonna have you selling your body, okay? All right, buddy? Maynard, did you know the official tournament is at the end of this month? You have to prepare your Guadal to fight. So true. Guadal's stressed out. We have to take care of it. Whoa. Guadal seems well. You just said he was stressed out. Rest. Drill his cope hole. Jesus fucking Christ. Guadal's very well. Well, good. Can we... We cannot yet put him in the battle, so we shall train our Guadal. We shall train him to endure. Ah, the Guadal Pounder. Yeah, fuck him up. Yeah, pound him. Pound him. Break him. That is coping. Great. It seems that Guadal did its best. Praise it? Yeah. You went to college, you fucked up, son. Maynard, you run out of money. You told me that, I know. Guadal as well. Okay. We don't have any battles coming up. Rest up, Guadal. I've been mean to him. Hey, the official tournament is happening this week. Guadal seems to be in good shape. Go for it. Guadal's very well. Yeah. Oh, okay. Do we have stuff we can give him to, like, power up? Powder. This burns off unhealthy fat. Feed it to overweight monsters. Well, Jesus. Strong-smelling food. Imported fruit. They love to snack on this tasty fruit. Popular tasty fruit. Yeah, feed it. We're gonna make you a star, boy. Have a cigar. You're gonna go far. Oh, is that cocaine? No. It's just powder. It's just stimulant powder that you snort up your nose. Derived from the amines of a plant known as coca. And amines are very, very common. Okay, you need not worry. Hey, cafe amine. Think about it. That's caffeine. You drink it all the time. It's fine. Just do a little cocaine. All right. Saline. Ball sack. Bigger than your fucking head. Guadal has little loyalty now. Guadal has little loyalty now and may do foolery. Hold on. One sec. Oh god, the game audio.
Waddle had little loyalty, then may have done some tomfoolery.
Stellar performance. Pay attention to your monster's guts level during the battle. If the guts level is low, it can't launch an attack. Don't get KO'd, or your monster may get injured. So, just give up when it's in trouble. Okay. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I might go run out to my car and go grab some sodas I forgot. Some of them LaCroix. Here we are at the official tournament, Grady. Young monsters gather in this place with ambitions to be a tomorrow star. I thought I read that incorrectly, but I didn't. Young monsters gather in the place with ambitions to be a tomorrow star. It's the time to start the official tournament. Maynard, let's win.
Guado versus Hunamo.
Nah, let's let Guadal do his thing. Guadal can really win a battle without any advice. Let's see if that's true. Keep an eye on Guadal. I'm gonna go grab a little LaCroix. All right, from the car. Y'all keep an eye on. Oh, Guadal's probably gonna get his ass whooped. All right, good luck, Guadal. I gotta see how it ends. I can't take it. I couldn't do it. Oh, Guadal's getting his ass whooped. I knew it. Guadal's getting his ass whooped. No. Wait, hold on. Erectile dysfunction ads on this channel? Well, yeah. Everybody here has got erectile dysfunction. Sonic the Narwhal. Oh my god, you're right. Okay, Guadal. Not very impressive. Guadal didn't do anything weird, did he? Right? Yeah, no one cares about these guys. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah. Guadal versus Leon. Guadal Leon? I need them thanks to my antidepressants. Oh, right. Yeah. He used gas? Oh, no. He's a farter, too. Okay, I'm gonna actually drink or find a liquid to drink. Wait, I still have some of the spicy juice. I'll just get some ice. Not drinking alcohol, by the way. Just carbonated water. It's spicy, you know? Oh, he's kicking a wolf's ass. Oh no, he does have gas. He's farting at the wolf. Oh god, it smells like boiled cabbage. Fuck you. That's so gross. Had to chase the cat out of my room. Did Guapo just whoop a wolf's ass and fart all over it? Okay. Okay. That wasn't enough spicy water, though. It was like half a can. I gotta get more. I swear it's not alcohol. I swear it's not alcohol. Okay, man, what? That's you know, mobile. Could you imagine a sports commentator just like burping into the fucking live speaker mic and just being like obviously sloshed? I'm sure that's happened multiple times throughout history. I'm sure it was pretty funny every time. No advice for Guadal. Who's gonna fight now? Oh, it's one of those rocks we got from the CD from when I was trying to make Death Grip's money store into a corporeal being. Don't get your ass whooped. The fist. The other fist. All he knows how to do is fart. He does the float like a butterfly part, but no stinging like a bee. He just fart the shitty pee. You know, when you do foolery, Guadal, you only fool yourself. What an anticlimactic fight. Okay, alright. A little bit of climactic. Brap like a butterfly, barf like a bee. Jesus. I mean, he is barf colored a little bit. I don't know, I've never... The sound of self-censorship and a frontal lobe working. Sudden silence. That's what that was. Your frontal lobe protects you from saying things that you shouldn't say. Like what I was about to say, which was, I've never vomited Guadal-colored puke. Which then I had to say it to explain it to you. But I think it was worth it for this moment of knowledge to be shared. Hey. Bunny versus Bunny. I forgot what what they were called. I was trying to remember. Limbs versus limbs or something. Oh yeah, I'm actually controlling him now. All right. What's what's my ass? Go in. Punch. Don't let up. Just keep going. Come on, man. No foolery. Don't fool. You're just fooling yourself, man. Punch him. Come on, get him. Yeah. Yeah, fuck him up. Yeah, get him again. Just don't let up, Guaddle. All right, now you gotta let up a little bit. You gotta. Oh no, dodge the fart. All right, going again for another punch. You just can't let up. Make him lose his natty card. Wait, like steroids? Do you want me to put him on steroids? Oh my god. Oh, this is bad. I'm like stun locked. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, yeah, we lost. We lost pretty bad. Yeah, we gotta give him some fucking steroids for sure. Nats one. I'm gonna just let the ice melt in my drink a little bit. Oh shit.
Let's work bend that corner, whoa. Bitch, hold on tight, cause I tweaking this bitch, start letting shit go. And I heard that she wanna show ho. Me who she be, I'm kinda fucking with it, show me some more. Bitch, we tatted head to toe, could give a fuck the story roll. You wanna tweak it up with me, and I must show you how that go. Like the money in my pockets blue, oh. They having combos about me, cause the individuals don't know ho.
Because the individuals don't know ho. What the fuck is up, certified? Ugh. I just wanted to make a Natch joke. I see. Oh no, it's a raptor. I might swerve, bend that corner. Whoa, oh. My favorite painting style is that rococo. Oh, it's chilly out. I'm sipping the Coca-Cola. Make my monster rancher monster sniff cocaine to Coca-Cola. Why, that's the only one that's been like almost exactly how it's supposed to sound. Yeah, it actually did pretty well. My favorite painting style, rococo. My bitch, a ho-ho. Oh wait, we didn't get hit once. 69. Good one. I always go for death. I want to kill them. I mean, I go for the kill. That's what I mean. Certified. We figured out how to. We figured out as a team. Figured out how to generate monsters from inserting random CDs into the emulator, which is like an intended feature of the game, might I add. But wait, who won? Leon? The wolf. Never bring a bunny to a wolf fight, chat. Hold on. The bunny will brap all over it. The prize money?
Never bring Bunny to wolf fight. I brought Bunny to wolf fight. Big mistake. Big chain rope.
Mr. Biden, that didn't make any sense. Oh, we lost fame. Tough crowd. Tough crowd these days. After the rise and fall of Dennis, this crowd is a little bit jaded. You know? It makes it hard to go on. Look at this guy shake. You posted Bunny lost subscriber. Oh, I think Waddle has learned a lesson in this tournament. See, look. Waddle could not be a champion, but I think I did a good job. Praise it. They think farting bunnies are cringe. It seems pleased. He's always pointing at me. Which food do you want to give it this month? Milk. Bottle milk. What if the farting bunnies want to be cringe? What if that's their thing? Maybe he's getting off on this before our very eyes. He seems tired. He's hopping and skipping and jumping around. Style soft. This can't happen. You're saying I'm soft? Guess what? You're going in the bunny beater. All right? You're going in the fuck you machine. Schadenfreude. Glottal did not finish its drill. Scold it? Yes. It seems disappointed. Well, you should be able to survive that. Maynard, you've run out of money. You better enter Glottal into a tournament to earn some bucks. He's tired. Well... I'll take a nap. Then go into battle. I wonder if anyone's made a video like the most historic naps ever taken. I bet that's like an article somewhere. Like the top 10 like most historical consequential naps. Like the top 10 times that dude definitely shouldn't have napped and like gave into the nap. Because something did happen actually that it was bad that he missed. Or she missed. Or they missed. Or it missed. Or A missed. You know? They missed. They, them, she, it's missed. It's missed. $4,000. Free for all elimination. Waddle has little loyalty now. He may do tomfoolery. We don't have money. So we're going in here. Don't get knocked out. Okay, Google. What was the most historically consequential nap known to mankind? Or at least a top 5 of your best estimates of the most historically consequential naps ever taken by a person and its consequences.
It's tough to definitively rank naps by historical consequence, but here are 5 naps that...
It gave up. All right. Under the circumstance, New Year's Cup is now beginning. Yep. Maynard, let's go for it. Daphael, Ordorf, Gotrek, Epsilon, Waddle, Kitty, Kaplan, Mahorty? Mahority? Mahorati? Maharati? Mahoroti. Ordorf had a splendid victory. Yes. Yes, Gotrek v Epsilon, yes. Yes. Waddle versus Kitty. I'm taking control this time. I'm gonna give a little bit of advice to... Almost said Dennis. To Waddle. Oh, she's got her nipples out. Hey, check that out. Consider turning down video settings, encoder overload. I don't think I'll be doing that. I think so. Uh-oh. Ow. Ow. Ow, my pussy. Ow, my pussy. Double fist, no lube. What the fuck? He's so jiggly. Here's how Guadal can still win. TT Twister. I thought the joke there was you just weren't gonna send another message. Here's how Guadal can still win. Colon. Oh. That was a lot of damage. I think Guadal might be fucking dead. I think that might have killed him. That was a lot. Yet he had a splendid victory. Dude, what was that thing? Kaplan had a splendid victory. Okay. Yeah, we got our ass whooped. Thanks. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The final. Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. Record loser. Best loser ever. We get no money. And we lost fame. Woo! You gained skill, right? We don't have to take you bleeding and screaming to the hospital, right? You're not gonna cost me a bunch of medical bills, right? Loading. That's too bad. But I think Guadal did a good job. Encourage it? Yeah. Suezomancy, summoning the Ever Given as a magic barricade. Dodging all those attacks, that was worth it, yeah. Hi Riku, I don't know what you mean, but hi. What's the Ever Given? Is that a cool thing I don't know about? How do you think it's gonna smell after it eats this fish? That one ship that went sideways in the Suez Canal? Okay, right. Maynard, you've run out of money. Yeah, I know. I know we're poor as shit. I'm aware. What's up, Riku? We figured out that we can, I figured out how to fucking put different CDs into this game to generate different creatures. And it's interesting. We got this little bunny, he farts. That's why I feed him little beans. He fart real good. Those thighs are pure gas tanks, baby. This dude is a brapper. Like no other. He take a little nap sometimes. Creatures? Yeah, no, this game is all about generating little freaks. Guadal as well. Yeah, we even have a little eyeball on a stick named Dennis. He's gonna get his ass kicked in grade D. I'm not even gonna try it. Training. Domino. Let's begin the drill. Begin the drill. Holy shit. Cool. Eyeball on a stick. Quake reference clearly. Are Suezos just Quake? Praise it? Yeah, you did good, man. Good work, Lieutenant. Did you know infantry literally means baby, baby soldiers in French? I do well, though. Finally took a nap instead of completely sleeping, so hopefully my schedule is back up and running. Hey, that sounds really good. I hope so. I get stuck in those cycles, too. It just makes me wanna... It just makes me wanna destroy. Destroy the fucking rabbit. Gotta finish the drill, dude. You gotta get beaten up with the big wooden sticks. Child soldiers just like Guadal. Yeah, he's not even a year old. It's crazy. Guadal seems well. Not for long. We're putting him back in the fuck you room. Alright, get through it, Guadal. You got it. You got it this time, honey. Good job. Good job, honey. Oh no. Why does it say he doesn't finish the drill? He gets to the other side. He's getting to the other side. Do you have to just keep going and seem like you didn't just get your shit knocked out of you? Because I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that thing would give me a concussion. Like a bunch of times. He couldn't endure. He didn't cope, and that's why he's getting fed potatoes. Also because we can't afford better food than this. I do honestly kind of wonder how sophisticated this game's monstrosity generation algorithm is. Yeah, I read something when I was like trying to figure out how to make CDs for this that said you win tournaments. That's how you get more money. What is it? This game's monstrosity generation. What is it? I saw a statistic that said it was like greater than 500,000, but I'm not sure if I was reading that correctly. Or if that was, like, counting other things, too. Also, Guadal's stressed out, so we need to give him a little bit of that dopa weed, you know what I mean? Hold on. That mint leaf, if you know what I mean. Are you sure? Yeah, dude. He's gonna love it. His dealer is the fucking toucan. You also get items from winning battles, which you can sell or use, depending. Prize is a magic banana. Pare Pare Cup. I don't know if he's ready for grade D. I really don't know if he's ready for grade D. He's doing pretty bad in grade E. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's just go for it. I should have probably saved. For PS1, assumedly, that is quite impressive, actually. Yeah, no, this game, they gave a shit. They gave a lot of shits. But this is Monster Rancher 2 in particular. I was made aware of a remaster on Steam for this game. I was made aware of this yesterday, I think. I didn't know about it at all. And apparently you can just load, like, music. You just type in names to shit. I might look into it. Depends on how, difficult burning CDs for this ends up being. Dude, Sleet Bomb! Sleet Bomb! Sleep Bomb. Guadal versus Sleep Bomb. Guadal versus Sleep Bomb. Do you want to give Guadal advice during the battle? Yes. Then good luck, Maynard. Oh, thank you. Statistically, I want to look at the stats.
Look at the Sleep Bomb. $100.
All right, so Sleep Bomb, pretty dumb. Guadal, he does okay. He'll pass the exam. So other than life points and power and defense, we kind of outclass
Sleep Bomb. Oh, it doesn't have teeth.
Punch it. Give the old 1-2 gum punch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. It's worse when you're a big eyeball, because then it all just goes in your eye. Ow. Ow! He just kicks dust in our face and it hurts really bad. Guys, this isn't making us any money. This just hurts the rabbit. This just makes him feel so much more pain. Farted to death. He's kicking up dirt on him. The dog's not actually farting. You can imagine that if you want to, though, chat. If you want. Alright, Guado v. Capella. I also grew up playing Borderlands, and I also kind of miss that, too. Dude, Capella's kind of goopy, kind of weird with it. How does one punch with that which is goopy? Alright, we're gonna hold back a little bit. Capella scares me. Yeah, me too. Bubble buddy looking ass. Whoa. Goomfy. Capella's my fucking Goomfy. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, whoop it. Yeah. Yeah, whoop it. Yeah, hasn't even gotten a hit on me. Nice. I say me, Guado. It's all Guado, baby. Alright, it came up Guado that time. It came up Guado that time. Yeah. Sleep bomb is pretty strong. Apparently he wasn't strong enough at that, or he wasn't strong enough with hand this guy. This guy, he probably gonna whoop Guado ass. Freaking ads. Wanna break from the ads? I'm sorry about that. Furniture store interrupted Guado's redemption arc. It'll be in the VOD. I'm so sorry. Doggy A is somewhere. I am sorry about the ad breaks though, for real. I know they get very tiresome. I know we're all very jaded about them. At this point, I appreciate you all very much for putting up with it all, so that you can be here and connected with me and my funny little jokes I want to make. So I just want to bring people joy, but unfortunately, I live in society, etc., in a system, etc. Now I saw it, just didn't hear doggy reaction. I was like, oh shit. Guado didn't even hit me once. And then I was like, corrected myself, and I went, didn't even hit Guado once. It's all Guado, baby. It's all Guado, baby. Capella was giving slimy Dementor. Yeah. I know what that means, and yes. So we didn't exactly win, but we got money? Question mark? Yes, yes, yes. Rank number 2, right? So we get some money, yes? Yes, we get $1,000, yes. How does Capella win against Sleep Bomb? I don't know. She slimed that dog. And we lost some more fame, yay. Yeah, they hate us. The people, they don't like us because we don't win very much. Yeah, they don't care for us. Maynard, I think Guadal has learned a lesson in this tournament. See, look. You see, look. Guadal could not be a champion. I think he did a good job. Praise it? Yeah. It seems pleased. Waddle seems pretty tired. Give it some rest. Alright, we're gonna rest our Guadal. Do you want to let Guadal rest this week? Yeah. I wish I could rest for a whole week straight. Even if I was even if I was like, I didn't have any responsibilities that week whatsoever, everything was taken care of. Does Guadal enlarge him with given time and effort? I do believe so. He's growing up right now. He's still a baby. He's infantry. I still don't think I'd be able to do that because I don't know. I like doing stuff. I like doing stuff, you know? All right, I'm going back to town. I'm going to freeze Guadal. I'm making an executive decision. I want to load up another CD and see what it gives us. I'm addicted to the gamble of it. I also need to save the game first. Look at how small Guadal is, though. Yeah, you're right. He is too small. Or do we want to stay with Guadal? I mean, we just got Guadal. We do need to train up our Guadal. We might want to train up our Guadal some more. I don't know. I'm kind of attached to the little guy now. But man, we could put like Future Cops LAPD in there and see if we get like a cop, and then we could throw him in the trash. Yeah, I want to do that. Hold on. He's the right amount of fucked up. Right. Why didn't I think of this before? That does sound funny. Guadal would make an interesting persona. This game has a lot of persona potential. Get fucked. Get centrifucked. I'm always hitting the wrong button here. Okay. Load new disc. MTV Celebrity Deathmatch. Future Cop, LAPD. Browse archive? Yeah. Oh, this crashes the fucking game. I'm glad we saved. It said, no. Don't do that. Yeah, we should probably try extracting it from the fucking zip file. Historically, as much as the computers have enjoyed pretending that they can, in fact, run things from inside zip files, it is pretending. It is literally, they're trying to extract it. Extract cop file, put it in recycle bin a lamau. Yeah, let's do it. The best car tuning company in the country has a school course for like $16K per course. Holy. You gonna do it? You gonna do it? You gonna do it and fucking you gonna work there and you're gonna rock it because this is your passion? Because I believe in you. You still can't tune a fish, though. You're gonna fucking try my ass off. Holy fuck. I fucking believe in you. I believe in you, certified. Alright? I believe in you. Alright? Baby steps, you know. Make a plan. But this is your calling. You know? So go for it. Get it, girl. Alright. What was I doing? Shrine. If you put Parappa or Klonoa in, do you get Parappa or Klonoa? I put Parappa in earlier this stream. We did not get a Parappa. 33k to get that level of education is fucking crazy. Yeah. But... yeah. It's... yeah. Here. Okay. So, I have to focus here. Okay, let me alt tab. Go to Future Cop LAPD. In a good way? Oh, in a good way. Okay. Yeah. If it's the best one in the world, then you can make that back. Like, not too hard. I'm extracting the file. Or am I opening it? What am I doing? What is it doing? What is it doing? Ah! Okay. It's extracting. Extract the files like the cop that flew out of the slide. Phony. Phony cop do a slide. All my dream cars are Hennessy versions of different cars too. So you get to fucking drink cognac and work on car? Holy. Did I just like zoom in my OBS? What did I just do? Hold on. All right, that was weird. No, I don't want to load up Swag Man. Future Cop LAPD. Okay. Did that work? Hennessy's the company. Yeah. I had a feeling they were not have to concentrate on this. Hold on. Here's the big moment. Shoof. Yeah, I vaguely remember Hennessy not just being a cognac brand. Whoa! What are you? Future Cop, everybody. Future Cop LAPD. That's a cop. That is a police officer. That's an officer of the law, and you're going to show him respect. However, I know Michelin and Michelin stars is related. Dude, this guy has like no life power, but his speed and intelligence is huge. This literally is a cop. I hate this. Does police brutality very fast. Name him Big Juice. Name him Cop Slide. It's just a coinky dink. The owner's last name is Hennessy. Yeah. Big Juice after George W. Bush. Did they name... Wait, did they call him Big Juice? Joel called him Big Juice. Okay, that doesn't count. Joel... Joel just be saying shit, as one might say. He called Bill Clinton Gert. Cat time. Yeah, wait, where's Cat? Where's Cat time? Wait, why is it not Cat timing? Is that only a Sam chat thing? I want that to be a here chat thing, please. Hold on. Thank you. Oh my god, you're the best. You're the best. I was gonna say, let me look this up. Also, wow, the game gets fucking crunchy. It's loading up all 17 Firefoxes. Oh, so crunch, dude. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's fucking dying. Oh. Bro. It does not want to load Firefox. I'm just going to turn off the game capture for a second. Holy. It does not like me doing this. I'll add it later. My computer's shitting. Really hard. Big shit. Big shit alert. Big shit alert. Big shitty computer. I'm about to turn on MSI Afterburner. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Turn on the Afterburner. Turn it on now. Turn it on. Oh, the GPU going hecka fucking fast. Too fast. Big Juice has been my favorite Joel moment recently, TBH. Or you didn't say recently, just lately. That's basically the same thing. Okay, the computer's stabilizing. Pull fan speed to 4 fucking billion. Turn it up, bitch. Go BIOS, turn RAM, 2500 gigahertz. Okay. On it, boss. I'm not gonna lie, my computer always completely shits itself anytime I've ever touched overclocking settings for anything. Ever. It just immediately, like, completely stops functioning. And then will fail enough times that it like resets its own BIOS and I have to flash it again. And then update it again, and it sucks. So I never overclock. I don't do that. 'Cause I can't. Also, my GPU usage is like going up and down like crazy. It first time in MSI Afterburner, I clanked the clock to 100 and crashed to a gray screen. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I don't touch the clock. I use MSI Afterburner to touch the fan settings to turn up all my fans to 100 with one big easy slider from my dumb ass. Because I hate it. What are we gonna name this cop? Cat time. Actually, in honor of what just happened, I think cat lag. Now its name is cat lag. I'll register it with this name then. Oh, Maynard. Welcome. Hi. What would you like to do? So. The monster you brought is not well trained yet, so we can't pay for it. Okay, well. Apparently you can also make money by just selling trained monsters. I didn't know that. Let's freeze him. Scaly beaver. Oh my god, he T-poses when you freeze him. Alright, we're going to the shrine. Alright, eject disk. Load new disk. Go back like 14 folders. Ball breakers. Ball breakers. Putting in ball breakers. Let's see, what are we gonna get from ball breakers? Oops. Here is the big moment. Excuse me, what'd you call me? Ball breakers. what is this? Oh my god. Sonic? Devil Sonic? What are you?
I'm Sonic.
Yes, it's a very cute monster. It's Sockboy Sonic. Yeah. Do you want to take this monster to your ranch? Yo, his stats are actually pretty fucking good. You have to give it a name. What'll it be? Sackboy? Oh, I guess it is Sackboy. I'm a sock boy. Evil Sonic, if he was a little big planet Sackboy. Sacknick. Sack. Sackery. Sacknick. Sacknick. That sounds like an ancient word for like sexual. Like like I'm thinking like sapphic, which means like lesbian. Lesbianish. Lesbian-erific. We're gonna take Sacknick to the ranch. We're to do our best to raise Sacknick. Old Sacknick, Merry Christmas. Sackery. It's sack time. Silky Sack. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Guys, I can't wait for Christmas. It's just around the corner. I'm just fucking with you. Oh, he's a bottom. Wait, what are Zachary's stats again? Let me figure out the right button, and I'll be able to tell you. Look at his fuck-ass walk. Yeah, he's a little F word. His stats are pretty good. He's level 3 at almost everything. He's got good stats, y'all. He's got, like, high speed. That makes sense, yeah. He's got a zipper. Weird spine. He has a zipper. It's a zipper. He is a fucking mascot. Mew Tiger. Mew Mew. So he's a cat. Cursed Sonic doll. Sacknick.exe. We need to raise his power level. Stuff him. Oh, he's so gay with it. Success. He's just facing away at the end. Oh my god, he's so gay with it. Girl, you get milk because you like the white stuff. I shouldn't be saying this. He's a child. Here, eat well. His little feet look like he's been walking around in puddles of cum. So he can do that? He's doing it again. Okay. Can you do something else? No. Go to bed. Stop doing that. Lock him. Lock him in. It's another Tails reference. Oh my god. Sacknick is very well. He's about to get his ass whooped. Rank D, let's go. Do you see? Do you really want to do that? Okay, you're right. You're right. That's mean. That's mean. Let's not do that. Hit the books. Learn. Read. Water. Water. That was a bad joke. I shouldn't have made that. I shouldn't have made that joke. It's fucked up. Sacknick as well. Yes. Training. Endure, because I want to see it. We all want to see it. Yeah, I want the pain. Yeah. He loves it. He's excited. Yeah, he loves it. See? Oh shit. No. Oh god. You know, Dennis always put up with this just fine. Bad. It doesn't understand. It doesn't understand. It didn't understand that it did wrong. It's gonna do that thing again. No, stop. What's up at shoot skill level? Yeah. Dang it. Did not finish its drill. Scold it. Yes. It seems disappointed. It knows now. It knows. I've been on a really big Chinese food kick recently. Which sucks for you that I mention it, because I'm giving you milk again. But you're a growing boy. You love the white stuff. It makes you fly. You look like you fall in puddles of cum, though. Oh, official tournament at the end of this month. You know, let's put him in D rank. Let's see what happens. Stop. Okay, but imagine Sacknick does that in battle and starts chili dog shitting on the enemy like an Apache helicopter. Holy cow. Dude. Sacknick, eat fresh. This would be a good time to get the Chew Dog Boru set up, so we could just go ahead and get the scat blacklisting aspect of it out of the way, because that will be essential to block its very first posts. Also, I think my GPU is slowly dying. I'm gonna look at Task Manager for a second, see what's. This is like bad. Many different EXEs conspire to fuck my pussy, and I won't let it happen. It must be my font driver host. That must be it. It's like my Radeon shit is doing some dumb shit. Hold on. AMD, we need to have a little talk. I'm gonna have a quick aside with Mr. or Mrs. AMD. Is it like recording in the background or some dumb shit? It always sets up keybinds, you know? It's using more fucking memory than OBS. What are you doing back there, little man? I just want to talk to him. You know, many conspire against me. They wish to hack my computer, use it for Bitcoin mining. They wish to use many malicious EXEs against me. They want to bring down the streams. They don't want to see the little man succeed. Yeah, AMD is just not opening anymore. It said no. Yeah, AMD Adrenaline Edition. The adrenaline of you know, the rush of having your computer destroy itself right in front of your eyes. It's holding on by a goddamn thread. All right, we're ending the process tree. Go to details. In the fucking process. Kill the fucking everything. I do not care. I do not fucking care. I am the big not giving a fuck. Change priority fucking 0. Alright. I'm gonna whoop this computer into shape. Turn off virus.exe. I don't need that right now. Don't know what that is. Alright, it's not chugging so much anymore. Nice. Alright, and put priority of RetroArch in high. Put OBS priority fucking high. Now we're having sex. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, now we're having fucking sex. Now we're having sex. Okay. Is the AMD graphics hype fabricated? Fucking probably. I don't know. I'm really not up to date with that sort of thing. I was just like, ooh, graphics card. All right, Saknik. Really, I wanted to check that AMD stuff because I saw the grid on the little scoreboard there was starting to glitch out, and I was like, ooh, I think my GPU's having a shit itself moment. Oh, hailfall. Boing, ooh. He's so gay with it. What a doll. Yeah, and he's getting a little pink shit all over him. He's getting little shit flakes all over him. Just seeing a slight... Just starting to see a slight crust about everything. Power? Huh? What do you mean? What is that? What was that? What was power? I like that final little punch. That was good. You lost super hard. You didn't die. You didn't get knocked out. But you didn't win. No, sir. I know they actually make really good CPUs, but you need a whole new motherboard to switch companies. Yeah. Yeah, I have a Threadripper also, so I guess it kind of ties in with that. I like seeing a game push itself to its limits, you know what I mean? I like playing really cutting edge stuff and trying to push the hardware as hard as it'll go. So that's why I play games that are super fucking old, and apparently that is just too much for something like Windows 11 with the Threadripper and everything, such as a PS1 game. You Satnic's got little shit floating around him, dude. He's got little turds. See the little scrungle? He's got little... Sacknick beats Capella easy. Maybe. Remember, this is a rank D tournament. He's probably in over his head, but I kind of want to scare him. Oh, watch out for that. Yeah, apparently she just turns into a ball. You know, she is the sexy potato meant for me and you, but I never really liked a weeble wobble shaped creatures. I hate potato succubus. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan either. Kind of reinforcing the reinforcing what I just said, which is I don't want to see that because it looks weird, essentially. They really hit Sacknick with the authentic Sonic roll. Yeah, and in the heyday of possibly getting sued for it. Okay, nice. That's a strong start. Yeah, I think I might have to wrap up the stream soon because my computer is barely hanging on by a thread. A thread ripper, one might say. And also it is getting a little late over here, but I'm really glad that we have figured out. Okay, I was gonna say if Capella doesn't get a hit on him, then he might win. But Capella's getting some hits on him, and he's not responding to a lot of inputs. He's not very loyal. I'm starting to get sloppy. Oh. Starting to get sloppy. I'm starting to get sleepy sloppy. We love that sleepy sloppy. But we don't like losing. Sacknick gets beat by Capella easy. Actually is what happens, unfortunately. Oh, hell no. Hey, you tried your best, Sacknick. Look. Honk slurp. Oh, Lord. Sleepy sloppy. Yeah, that's me. You tried your best, Sacknick. It's okay. You can't go lower than 0 fame. And he got a taste of the real world, you know? Oh. See, there's proof I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired now. Oh, I'm tired. You have sympathy for me now, because I'm tired. I'm actually tired. What a little freak, Sacknick. I think Sacknick did a good job. Encourage it? Yeah. Good job, Sacknick. Thank you for trying your best, Sacknick. We'll be back. Oh, Sacknick seems very tired. We'll rest with. We'll sleep with Sacknick. All right, chat. Let's all sleep with Streamer and Sacknick. I need to turn the stream off before I start saying even weirder shit. Wait, is he gonna fly even though we're seeing him from down here? Oh my god. Wait for it. Wait, probably not while he's tired, right? Because that'd be a funny little visual. Sacknick, good night, not you, Chew. You need to think about what you've done. It's true. I need to consider the consequences of my actions. No, but I'll be on Discord, in the Discord, etc. Yes. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be playing more Monster Rancher 2 soon because this is fun. Watch out for the gun, sir. Mr. President, get down. They got him with the tickle bullet. We got you with the tickle bullet. Yeah, we got you with the tickle bullet, Mr. President. We got you with the tickle bullet. George W. Juice. Night, y'all. Night. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll stream some more Monster Rancher 2 or maybe something else soon. I'm still editing some videos. More updates to come in the Discord and the Blue Sky. And maybe YouTube community posts or maybe on that new Chinese app. We'll see. All right. I'll catch y'all later. Much love. I'm gonna go put ice cubes on my GPU. I'm gonna cool it off, give it a Bahama ice cube drink. Slushy margarita. Beats me to sleep. Love you all very much. Night, every puppy. You're welcome for streaming. Thank you all so much. I have a coffee if you have a money. Thank you so much, Patreon also. Grazie. Adieu.